I'd be happy to try to do that. And it's been tremendous, lots and lots of good points and smart interventions already. So it's a tough situation, of course, to come with, and also on top of the fine report that's been produced. I want to thank everyone involved in the project, of course, and especially Atomium, the AI4People project, for producing this, and a report containing lots of good recommendations that we obviously are supportive of. Some of them are trickier than others, of course, but overall, a very good job. I'll be really brief and not too specific. I'd like to raise a couple of examples that relate to the things discussed in the report from a Facebook perspective. But just first and foremost, obviously, just to make it said maybe once again, I mean, the powerful technology AI is, and the importance of it, I don't think that can be underlined enough. For us, it powers, we see it as an infrastructural component that powers everything we do today. Whether it's personalizing content, much discussed in the report here today. It'd be impossible to deliver the type of services that we deliver to our users or the people using our platforms without the ability to make sure that we personalize the information flows on the platform, given the vast amounts of information coming through them, but also to be able to make a secure and safe environment for the user by making sure that content, to get rid of content that's against the rules and guidelines of what we allow for people to put there. But there are other aspects as well, of course, in terms of in the field of accessibility. AI is tremendously useful to make sure that all people with all abilities are able to take part in the services and consume the content. And then another field which we're looking into when it comes to powering new experiences more broadly, whether it's for us new projects with AR or VR or new types of cameras. It's another. So I just want to highlight that whenever we talk about AI, I think it's becoming harder and harder to say where the boundaries are, or when do we cross into the field of AI, or when are we just in technology. That's for us, it's an integrated part of more or less everything we do today. I just want to, based on that, raise a couple of examples on the things we've talked about today. Again, when we think about it, the importance of innovation, I think lots of where there's no doubt that there's lots of new risks and challenges brought by AI, where we really have a new chance. I don't think we can argue against that. The tech sector, where we've been jointly responsible with others, hasn't taken enough of a responsibility in addressing risks of our products and services in the past. And I think with AI, we're really committed to make sure that we've realized this and come to a new position. And going forward, that's really something we want to make sure we get right now in the future. But at the same time, some of the risks we're trying to mitigate for when we're talking about regulation of AI, primarily, maybe I sometimes feel that those very risks is where we can actually make use of AI to make sure that we reduce them. I mean, one of the risks we're talking about a lot is the example of the self-driving car, not necessarily the best in this example in this sector, but we try to mitigate for the risk that a self-driving car can cause an accident, while the best use of AI to make our people on the street safer would really be to assure that AI is used extensively in guiding the navigation of cars, as humans are the ones causing the accident in the first place. And I think that comes true to other fields as well. When it comes to bias and discrimination as well, we can make use of data and AI to find and address some of the problems. And what we've done internally, as an example for us, is we built technical tools to make sure that our engineers in the development process of new AI systems are able to plug in what we call the fairness flow and technically get before we go into production and release any of the algorithms, they're able to check for biases and make sure that different kinds of groups are represented equally in the outcome of whatever purpose that specific tool has got. So while causing new challenges, it might also sometimes help us and be the tool to address some of them. A couple of other examples I want to highlight that we've been experimenting on that I think is relevant for this specific report, and this is that for us, as I mentioned, one of the big areas is to be able to automatically moderate content. In doing this, of course, there's an issue of human oversight in this, and this is where we've introduced the possibilities for the people on the platform to appeal an automated decision made by our system built on artificial intelligence, so that humans can get so people can get a human review of a decision made for them based on the content that we've actioned. Another area where we're looking more into the possibility of explainability and transparency is our different kinds of systems where we let users click on any type of content on the platform. As I mentioned, again, the personalization and sorting of content on the platform is important to us, but here also to make sure that the users are able to understand why a certain type of content comes their way. They can click on that content, whether it's an ad or an organic post by someone else, and get an explanation called "Why am I seeing this post?" or "Why am I seeing this ad?" To get an explanation written out, it is because you are in this type of group, or you possess these typical characteristics, and this is why you see this type of content. So that's just a couple of examples I wanted to highlight from us, where we see how we are working on this currently, and where we also encourage, of course, regulators coming together in a joint discussion with industry, because we also believe that many of these topics, while we're far from done, of course, we are aware of many of these challenges. We've started the work on it, so we need to come together with the regulators and find the best way forward on this. I'll stop there, and thanks for the time, and looking forward to the rest of the interventions.
Thanks a lot, Janne. Then going to Paula Boddington, Senior Research Fellow at New College of Humanities. Paula?
Thank you very much.